Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how to set up the Catalyst Center integration for NetBox. This integration automatically discovers your Catalyst Center infrastructure and syncs it into NetBox as your source of truth. Before we start, make sure you have NetBox Cloud or Enterprise with NetBox Assurance enabled, your Orb Agent Pro credentials, API access to Catalyst Center and a host running Docker with network connectivity to both NetBox and Catalyst Center. First, let's generate our Diode client credentials in NetBox. I'm logged into NetBox and I'm navigating to Diode and then client credentials. I'll click Add a Credential and I'll give it a descriptive name like Catalyst Center Integration. After clicking Create, I need to copy both the client ID and the client secret. These are only shown once, so make sure to save them securely. Next, I'll grab the Diode target address. Going to Diode Settings, I'll copy this target URL. We'll need it for the agent configuration. Now let's set up the agent on our Docker host. I've created the agent configuration file called agent.yaml, and you can see the configuration. A few things to note here. Firstly, in the Diode section, we have the target that we copied earlier, plus the client ID and secret passed in as environment variables. I've also given the agent a name, but this can be anything that you like. Moving down to the config section, notice the Bootstrap setting is set to true. We'll only use this for the initial setup. For now, I'm leaving the schedule and the scope sections commented out during Bootstrap, since we just need to create the foundational elements first. If you have multiple Catalyst Center controllers, you can deploy separate agents for each one, and they'll map to different tenants in NetBox. Rather than exposing credentials in the command line, I'm using a .env file in which you can see my Diode client credentials and Catalyst Center username and password. Alright, here's where it gets interesting. For the first run, we use Bootstrap mode. This creates all the necessary static content in NetBox, like custom fields that the integration needs to function. Let me run the agent now, passing in the file that contains our environment variables as a command line argument. I'm watching the output. There we go, see the line that says executed successfully? That's my cue to stop the agent with Control and C, as Bootstrap mode is only for this initial setup. Now let's head back to NetBox and look at what Bootstrap mode created. I'm clicking on Assurance in the navigation and then Active Deviations. Here I can see the deviations for the manufacturer Cisco and the custom fields that Bootstrap created. These are the foundational elements that the integration needs. I'll select the first one, hold Shift and select the last one and click Apply Selected, and then Apply Deviations. So those get applied in the background, and if we refresh now, we have no deviations. If we now go to Customization and Custom Fields, we can see these Bootstrap elements are now in NetBox, and the integration is ready to discover the actual infrastructure. Before running the agent again, I need to make three important changes to the agent.yaml file. First, I'll set Bootstrap to false, and second, I need to set the schedule for the integration to run, so I will uncomment that section, and mine is set to run daily at 2 AM. Lastly, I need to specify which sites I want to discover, so I'll uncomment that section too. I'm going to sync the BLN7 building. This helps reduce the data load that we're ingesting and focus on specific parts of the infrastructure. If you wanted to sync all buildings, you could either omit the scope entirely or set it to star. Now let me run the agent again with the same command. This time it's going to discover all the devices and infrastructure from that specific building. Now the schedule will start at 2 AM, so we'll fast forward a little here, and looking at the output I can see that it's connecting to my Catalyst Center and is discovering device and network data. There's the executed successfully message as the data has been sent to NetBox. So let's go back to NetBox Assurance and see what was discovered. I'm clicking on deviation types and now I can see network and device related deviations, discovered devices, interfaces, IP addresses, sites and so on. This is the actual infrastructure data from the network. Let me explore one of these. It's a newly discovered device, a C9604R from the BLN7 building. I can see all of its properties that were pulled in from the Catalyst Center controller. Now I'll apply these new deviations. I'll click on Active Deviations and I'll change the page size to 500 first to see them all. I'll select the first one, hold down Shift and select the last one and then click Apply Selected. Note here that I could apply these updates to a branch if I wanted to, but I will click Apply Deviations and these deviations are now being applied to NetBox. If I refresh now, you'll see we have 0 deviations remaining. Clicking on devices, I can see all the devices that were discovered. Let me click on this C9300 device to see the full details. And on the management panel, we can see the status, role, platform, and management IP. Then we also have device type, Catalyst device ID, serial, plus all the interfaces. Everything synced perfectly. And that's it. The integration is now running and will continuously sync your specified Catalyst Center networks into NetBox on the schedule we defined. Future runs will only show deviations when actual changes occur in your environment, such as new devices and status changes. You can easily adjust which networks to sync by modifying the scope configuration and adjust the sync schedule as needed. If you need any help, just reach out to support@netboxlabs.com. Thanks for watching.